Hi everyone, Cricket Star Boy Tyrelle Audain coming with you with another YouTube video. I hope you guys are enjoying your Saturday afternoon. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe to my page for more cricket content and more random content. So my friends, we're not starting with CPL. Today, we need to congratulate the men in green. And I'm talking about the always unpredictable Pakistan men's team. That's right. Pakistan are officially the new #1 ranked ODI team in the world. They earlier defeated Afghanistan 3-0 in their 3-match series in Sri Lanka to officially go one rating point ahead of Australia in the 50 over rankings. And this is the first time in their cricketing history since the 80s, early 90s, where they were so good that Pakistan are finally back to the top of the ICC rankings. And I want to congratulate Babar Azam's men on this wonderful achievement. It's a once in a lifetime one. And secondly, you should never underestimate the Pakistani men's team, as at times they can be unpredictable but can be brilliant one day, next day they would have the on and off day. But nevertheless, this Pakistan team, as I was saying to a few of my friends a month and a half ago at an event in which I did MC, I mentioned to them that them and the home team India are favorites for the 2023 Cricket World Cup. So Pakistan and India, you guys have my back, or should I say, you have me as on the 12th man. And it's just not only a joke, but it's just banter. So congratulations to Babar Azam and his men. And secondly, that's the first set of good news. The bad news is, if you're a TKR fan, all should be ranting and cussing and reefing right now. That's because TKR batters made an absolute mess of their match against the St. Lucia Kings today. And we're going to I'm not really going to break that down. I'm just going to share my thoughts. Now, TKR are playing its second game after a week following that no result in St. Lucia in their first game against the Patriots. The Knight Riders returned to the pitch today for their second match against the St. Lucia Kings in match number 9 of the Republic Bank CPL. And they sent the Kings into bat, and they had made two changes. Jaden Carmichael, one of the emerging players, replaced another emerging player in Kadeem Allen. And Ali Khan, playing his first game for TKR since the 2021 semi-final in which we had lost, he surprisingly came into the side for Jaden Seals when they could have just stuck with Seals. Now, I know Jaden Seals is just coming back from an injury, so that was a tactical change. And I think this was also the first time in a long time Trimbago Knight Riders opted to play with 3 spinners. Now, we'll get to the mistakes a bit later on. The St. Lucia Kings, however, brought in Sri Lanka's Bhanuka Rajapaksa, the Sri Lankan international, into their side, I think in place of one of the other foreign players, but I don't know which one they had dropped. But nevertheless, he was a bit of a disappointment with the bat, because at one point TKR had slowed them down, which we will get to in a bit. The St. Lucia Kings, they were sent into bat first, posted 167 for 5 from their 20 overs, not a total that they would have been satisfied with at the halfway point. That is due to the fact at one point they were eyeing around 180, 190, and even 200 when Faf du Plessis was out there going all guns blazing. And for me, by the time when du Plessis had got out, at one point the Knight Riders bowlers slowed the things down for about a couple of overs. Then came the later part in the innings where Zulkandar Raza and this other guy came out all guns blazing. But where the game took the drastic turn for the worse was when we had come out to bat, which we will get to in a bit. But du Plessis was the only one that played very well for his 57 of 36 deliveries, and coincidentally this is his last game for the St. Lucia Kings this year. That's because he has been officially ruled out of the tournament. That's because he has to go back to South Africa to have an operation on a tennis elbow, which he has been struggling with for quite some time. But that innings and the way how the Kings performed today was one darn good way to go out on a high. But overall, not only Duplessis played well, everyone else played good, useful cameos, such as Sulkandar Raza. He made 32 on a track where there was change of pace and also turn for the spinners. And the second innings was where the St. Lucia Kings spinners came to the party. We will get to that in a bit, but looking at the TKR bowling card, Bravo and Andre Russell shared 2 wickets between them, and there was also a wicket for Ali Khan, who was very expensive on the day, and he conceded 40 runs compared to Russell, who took 2 wickets for 28 from 3 overs, and he should have been given that last over. But Ali Khan bowled very well in that last over, which we will not take away from. But the bowling is not the problem for TKR. The problem is the batting, and that's where we're going to get to right now. TKR was set 168. They got off to a fast pace start. However, the spinners, Kyrie Pair, who used to be a part of TKR between 2017 to last year, before he was traded to the Kings this season, Rostan Chase and Sulkandar Raza caused the undoing of the TKR batters as they lost wickets very frequently, playing too many of those reckless $1 million shots, only to end up getting bowled out for 113, effectively losing the match by 54 runs. Now, I was listening to Ian Bishop's commentary during the Night Riders chase, and he has said when they had that batting collapse, no one taking blame for the poor batting display. Let me just say, I totally agree with that. The batting display was absolutely embarrassing and terrible. And imagine players like Pooran, Pollard, and Dial going big shots almost every ball. That is not the way how you should be playing in a T20 game, neither a 50 over game. If you look at how Pakistan played against the Afghans and look how other teams have played throughout the competition so far, this year's CPL is proving that batting first has led to teams winning matches. Whenever you bat second, it's disaster. We saw that with Patriots the night before against Amazon. And if that was worse enough, TKR was extremely the most embarrassing batting display I've seen. Because at one point, you were ahead of the required rate, only to be losing wickets quite frequently. And I'm going to get to the point where you cannot be in a rush to be scoring quick runs in a T20 game, especially in a run chase. You are around 8-9 runs and over in the current rate at one point. And only when your star players get out, look how pressure can get you. And let me point out, those reckless shots from Nicholas Pooran and Kieron Pollard was not needed, period. Pooran had came out, I think, the 4th, 5th over the power play and got out very recklessly going for a big heave. Almost similar to the way how Shahid Afridi used to do it for Pakistan back in his heyday. And I had to make that comparison up because Pooran is one madman. Even though he's in red hot form with the bat from recent series with West Indies and India and in Major League Cricket, but that's not the way how you should be playing frequently. And I hope they fix these problems next game, because the next time they'll be in action is tomorrow night against the Patriots, another team who is yet to get off the mark but has already had 2 no results and 2 defeats. And coincidentally, we played them last week Saturday, where there was the washout in St. Lucia. But coming back to the batters, those reckless shots were unnecessary and wasn't wanted. And again, Martin Guptill, he has failed at the top of the order again. Got only 11 runs of 12 balls. That is not how batters should be playing in T20s. T20s is not about dot balls. It's about getting the singles and the seconds and the 2 runs and rotating the strike, and not every ball getting boundaries. The next game TKR play, in my view, they need to give Nicholas Puran a rest behind the stumps and try Lokan Tucker, who is a temporary replacement for Tim David till he arrives the first week in September. He should take over the gloves for the next game, and he should also come in place of Martin Guptill. As for the bowling attack, Jaden Seals, he should be brought back in as a replacement for Ali Khan, who was very expensive in those 4 overs and going at 10 runs per over. On the bright side, the bowling is not the problem, as what I mentioned. That's the positive. And on the ugly side, the negative, it's the same batting problems TKR has had within the last couple of seasons. Poor tactics were used. And if I was the coach or the captain, I would have recommend TKR batting first over fielding first on any day once you look at the pitch properly before doing outrageousness. So with all of that being said, St. Lucia Kings are back at the top of the table in the CPL rankings. They have, I think, 6 points now. And Talawas has 5. I have to double check the rankings. I'm getting a bit miscalculated. But what I do know for a fact, the Kings are back at the top of the table alongside the Talawas. Amazon Warriors are 3rd. Patriots 4th. Royals 5th. And TKR all the way at the bottom with a negative net run rate. And it all comes back to net run rate later on in the tournament. And I do hope when Tim David and Tom Curran, when those two come, immediately TKR, they need to get rid of Martin Guptill. Try somebody else in top of the order. Or you could go to your bench. Try Terran Science, another good all-rounder who is a part of, I think, the Queen's Park team. He should be given a go in one of the games. Because whenever the team continues to struggles like that, we'll not get any far. We cannot stay dead last all the time. Is there a possibility that TKR could prevail in the next game and avoid last year's embarrassment? And furthermore, we already lost Monroe and Kyrie Payer to St. Lucia, so we cannot afford for the same amount of S that occurred like last year. So with all of that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed my analysis for this video. If you like it, please share it on social media. Like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or should I say X now, which is formerly known as Twitter. Follow me on Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, and also TikTok, in which I have to get back active with. So until we meet again, folks, stay well, be good, be cool, and thank you.